Greetings, sending you all some warm, positive vibrations. This is Body Culinary, and I'm coming to you with another quickie style. So I have been really enjoying creating these super duper simple styles that no pulling, no oils, not a whole lot of drama, right? Because we got other stuff to do. So this is the quickie style of the day. Kind of slowed down a little bit with the water washing. Although I did water wash slash thorough rinse and massage my hair today. So if you're interested in hearing how I made this simple little style, stay tuned for a little bit. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Body Culinary, and the sun is out. Time to get in the garden. It's so much to do. So much to do. I'm Body Culinary, professional chef, personal trainer, nutrition coach, natural born woman. Shout out to you, whatever your expression is. All are welcome as long as you're respectful on this channel, right? Because I don't have the only perspective. And on this channel, I love to share some of my journey of radical self-acceptance, really celebrating, enjoying, and being creative with the features that were divinely assigned to me as I popped out onto this 3D plane, knowing that all of us will take off our human suits. So I want to enjoy my time inside of this body. So I'm playing around with lots of different styles. My hair at this point, it's been for a little bit. I don't use any oils. I'm not retwisting. I'm not bonjour. Greetings, Indigo. I'm not twisting. I'm not doing a whole lot because I'm really, I can appreciate makeup. I do like some makeup. However, when I think of the lifestyle practices that work for me, I can appreciate, like to take the best and leave the rest. So I'm prioritizing a personal movement practice, the 3 lifestyle practices that I encourage on this channel. Garden therapy, so many benefits. Peaceful consumption, food that loves you back. Doesn't deposit a whole lot of waste on your waistline. Your cells can recognize it as real foods, really nourishing your immune system. And most of all, what we're going to touch on today, I invite you to consider, what do you need your body temple, this human suit, to be able to do for you the next 10, 20, 5 years, 30 years down the line? There are a lot of things, just like we say, the youth don't consider certain things. Many of us as humans, we're not thinking about certain things until it's late, until we have a flare up, or until we're being wheeled into an operating room on the gurney. Then we're making all kind of deals with our God, and it doesn't work like that. It really requires something, even if you have good genetics, to cultivate health. I like to say we want to cultivate health. So we have garden therapy, our personal movement practice, and peaceful consumption. These are lifestyle practices that we have access to, Also, I'm a person that has experienced a truckload of acne, even as someone that's eating very, very healthy. And it took me some years to figure out what was I doing at the root to keep stimulating the acne. And it got really intense. Cystic acne, whiteheads, blackheads. And I don't need to tell you, especially as someone in an industry like fitness, very, very uncomfortable. It just did not feel good. I would have traded all that muscle from fitness competitions just to have clear skin. And I'm someone, I like to go from the garden to the market to a movement practice. So for me, I don't really find wearing a lot of makeup convenient, right? I like to sweat a lot, and especially someone that's had a lot of acne, then I can really appreciate my skin being clear and not having to wear makeup, right? I also really, for radical self-acceptance, which is something I'm huge on, which is really important to my esteem, to my self-esteem. I like to celebrate myself just as I came out. So when I look and I go past the mirror and a smile comes spontaneously to my face, that is what's up. So radical self-acceptance. This is what I've got, right? I want to, and I desire to mature, age, become seasoned gracefully. I'm not interested, maybe like if my tooth was broken out of my mouth or I got burned in a fire. And this is not for us to be divisive. Everyone is on their own journey. However, I intuitively can feel like all the pressure to look a certain way, to impress people, for work, to be chosen, I say it's driving mental, emotional instability. So I'm claiming it and I'm prioritizing that for myself. Validation from me rather than from random people trying to peddle products to me. So that's what we're doing over here. So here's today's quickie style. right? I don't know if you can see without the sun. I'm doing these rolls, but some people said it will remind them of flowers, but this is so simple. And if I can deconstruct this, because all my styles take a matter of minutes, because I have stuff to do. I got to get out in the garden, and I've been playing with some of my vintage scarves. Maybe I'll just grab one that I just sourced, which I think is so pretty. This is one that I just got. Isn't this lovely? So I'm really multi-purpose. I won't call myself a minimalist in some respects. I don't like too much furniture and stuff. I like time to and space to play. But this is my little scarf. I can either tie it here as a shawl because I love shawls, or the other way that I've been working these scarves is I've been tying them this way, so I can have it to the side. I think it's very chic, and tie it to the back. Or isn't this lovely? I think so too, right? And it was so inexpensive. I actually really love vintage, and I love thrifting. Plus, I was just doing some research on the bazillion pounds of fast fashion that goes to landfills. So between the fast fashion and the uncomposted food going to the landfills, it's like, if we really had to stop and think about it and feel, it's so wasteful. It's kind of like, it's disgusting, the amount of waste that we have going into the fields. And I don't think I'm saving the world. However, I do think that those simple lifestyle practices, we're contributing. We can complain about the government. However, for convenience, our convenience is costing us a lot when it comes to our health, right? So I had it one way is tied down here to the back and tied to the side. Then we had the shawl. We had the shawl this way. And then also I've been doing some bows. And again, I'm not really so much into the turbans. However, especially with the shorter scarves, I've been tying them around my hair for the garden. I have to remind myself to tie in the garden, and then tying a nice little bow on this side. So I'm really enjoying it. So the other thing that I'm making use of with these, and I have two more. Hold on, let me just grab the other two. So I can show you some of my skills. They're so pretty. Find my other scarf. Where is the other scarf, child? Okay. So these are my other scarves I've been playing around with. This one is a tie-dye that is like absolutely beautiful, that came from this gentleman that goes to estate sales. I don't know if you know about the estate sales. And this is not a fashion channel, maybe it's a lifestyle channel. I just like sharing things that make me happy. Isn't this fantastic? And this is actually a silk tie-dyed scarf, and this is a really big one. So this is multi-purpose. I've been having fun with that. Vintage. So I love the long, flowy scarves that I can tie to the back in that flow. I don't know if any of you flowers out there, when you were younger, put a towel on your head, right? And you should be doing the towel, right? Because we was looking at somebody else's model. That's why representation matters. And we used to go like this with a towel on our head, right? So instead of the towel, I don't need the towel, right? Because I got my own thing going on. I really like to tie the scarves down to the bottom and have a little bit of a flow. You think it could be a nice beach wrap too? I think I got some ocean coming up soon. I don't know if any of you folks are coming down to visit me in Central America. And this one I thought was so beautiful. As a personal trainer, there were times I wore so much black, especially being from BK and from New York City. And as a trainer, always on my bicycle going from downtown Brooklyn, riding to Williamsburg, going to Brooklyn Heights, riding to Chinatown, riding to Manhattan on my bicycle with fruit and vegetables on the handlebar. So I had a lot of black ones, so I wouldn't mess up my outfits, right? And that's traditional. Usually trainer outfits are black. So isn't this lovely? Isn't this lovely? These are actually, I think, really good quality scarves. And they were so inexpensive. Now, I've spent a lot of money on clothing in my lifetime. And for my young flowers, I'm going to say to you, I'm just saying, I don't tell grown folks what to do on the channel, especially if you're not paying me. A lot of that stuff all went into the garbage, especially when it comes to fast fashion. It's so cheap over here where I've traveled to. Things out of the store break up like that, like bottom of the barrel from the discount store. The fashion is like, I've had new shoes here. My sister's like, just order from Amazon. But I was like, I just need something to put on my feet right now so I can be comfortable. Breaks up, like, so it really lends a whole nother lens to fast fashion. So I found vintage is a much better quality than the fast fashion, but look at the colors. So I remember when I liberated myself from all the personal trainer black, And it's a whole vibe because then you're thinking like, oh my gosh, I don't want to get it dirty. But the colors, just like with the food, are happy colors. So aren't these lovely? And this one is also one of my favorites. This is also vintage. And then just in terms of energetically and mood wise, I find that these the butterflies and the flowers, and definitely, you know, I gotta have my Afro honey, my Afro flower, my tie-dye, right? I find that these are all, I don't, it's a vibe. It's a vibe of chic, class, elegance, a little romantic. It's a different vibe. And I think, you know, I don't know, I feel like more of that vibe needs to come back. There's something in that vibe that is like a herb, that is medicinal, like a flower. So I'm just really feeling flowers. That's why I say Afro flower all the time. So aren't these lovely? Right? And none of this is fast fashion. So this stuff has to be quality for me to have purchased, for it to be in this pristine condition. Right? Also, these things are very, very, turn in a little fashion video. These can all ball up. They're multi-purpose. I can lay it out at the park. I can wrap it around as a scarf. So that, I won't call it minimalism, but I love things that are multi purpose. So that's my quickie style of today. So shall I deconstruct it? Okay, so I have the one, I'm gonna have to put this back on because I'm running out to the market. So today I'm donning a hairnet, honey, just like the women back in the day in the lunchroom. And I remember my mom wearing Afro puffs back in the day. So I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I have a little light here. So I put on the light. Maybe that's a little bit better. Maybe not. So what I've been doing here are these, there you go. I've been working with little swoops and little curls. So this one might be coming. I have to adjust before I go out. But I only have 33 locks. My hair is very, very fine. And it's not dense. So all of my locks are flat. So I'm making like little cinnamon rolls, little chocolate cinnamon rolls that I'm rolling to the side, which is so easy. This is probably, some of these started out like 2 or 3 locks. Now they're like 1. So this is actually only 4 locks, right? And all I'm doing is swooping them to the side. Make sure I can get some light here. I'm swooping them to the, there we go. I'm swooping them to the side and curling it and just sticking a little pin. In the back, and this is what I think is so great to add a whole nother look. So I just rinsed my hair. Okay, I'm deconstructing it. So I just have two pins to hold this in place. So I have 2 of the large pins. And note, make sure that your pins have the little things on the side, because sometimes when they get worn, the tips come off. No bueno. If you have delicate hair, that'll jack your hair up. And I'm not using rollers, right? So this can save you a step from having to do rollers. When I go outside right now, it's really hot. It's a little bit damp because I just rinsed it. All I did, so this is the back, right? Got a little bit of length, right? So it's a whole nother look. So it gives you that look of like a curl. All I'm doing is tucking it like this and putting this particular hairnet on in the back, right? And then we've got the 2 swoops over to the side. And I took the swoop and I made it into a cinnamon bun. So I'm big on finding things that work with my hair. It's flat. I am finding with the water rinsing, and I was already leaving it alone, not twisting it, but like it's another level of rest that I'm seeing with these styles. And I'm telling you, with the hair and the skin, there is something about letting the hair and skin rest, just like with getting good sleep, that is so rejuvenating to the scalp. Like I'm finding here is much more puffy, right? So these are compact. I'm sure more of this I'm gonna cut or shed. These were big fluffy twists. So you can see my hair is really fine, right? So this now has more of the base, but it's much more springy and it's sprouting fuller. It appears thicker because I'm leaving it alone and letting it rest, right? So this is in the back. Let me just go ahead and deconstruct this for you. You know, this is so easy. So that's how I do my tutorials, y'all. That's how it's swinging down over here. So just had maybe several lots combined. So this is one side. And here is the other side. And I'm using a combination of these large pins, the hair pins, and the bobby pins and a hairnet. Never go back to soap. I hear. Now, don't get me wrong. I have one shampoo that is all natural. There's an excellent quality. It costs a couple. It's not really super expensive. It costs a little bit more as quality. If I got too much dust in my hair, or if I went to the beach or something, I can dilute that, and that can last me a long time. And there's a big difference between the cheaper shampoos, which perhaps we can get away with loose natural hair. However, I don't need that all the time. So between the aloe in the yard, the nopales, which I think I like more than the aloe, I'm pulling that right out of the yard. There are several videos on this channel. And then also the aloe gel. I have the option to do the aloe gel or the aloe juice. The aloe juice I really like because I don't have to worry about it drying and flaking. And I also like to find, in my whole Afro flower mindset, I like to find alternatives to rose water. You know, and that's about being cheap. It's kind of like the principle, right? I really have this thing with how can I start to circulate what I'm spending back to me? So being as a company, right? I don't know what these companies are. They're not putting any scholarships in my community, not creating any beauty schools in my community. I can make that energy and currency circulate by pulling the flowers or the herbs out of my yard. Plus, I know exactly what's in it. And definitely someone with a lot of acne, having a whole bunch of products is no bueno. Once you find something that works, why go back? I'm not doing that. That was torture. Not for me, not for me. Greetings. So shout out to Indigo and Queen Ra. Queen Ra has she has a shop of vintage. So another one of our vintage lovers, right? Of repurposing fashion. So I got some stuff coming up. Before I forget, do feel free to reach out to me if you're interested in the Fit Flower coaching and community. Is ongoing coaching. So the 3 lifestyle practices you know on this channel: peaceful consumption, food that loves you back; whole, fresh living, plant-based. Whatever label you want to put on yourself, that should be our blah blah business. You'll find your sweet spot. Cultivating a personal movement practice. So also there's some positive accountability coming together around a focused purpose, right? Learning how to move and exercise effectively so you get desired results, and also using a lot of the fitness tools that we're not usually invested in. And then it's also garden therapy. Therapeutic, it's food sovereignty. It is so relaxation. That's the crux. That's the foundation of my lifestyle practices. Let me throw some other stuff in there. So if you're interested in joining that community, we're sharing, and folks are sharing some of the folks that have done the 3 and 7 day nutritional reset, which you can contact me if you want to do that, which is basically a resetting of what you're eating to whole, fresh, living foods, right? So I'm basically tucking this stuff under y'all. I don't know if you can see. I'm tucking it into the hairnet. It can't get any simpler than that. And what I've done, I've worked it several ways. So you remember that little flip? Segue into hairstyle. We used to see our moms flip it this way. So this week I've tried it this way, and I've also tried it underneath. And both of them look nice. So here I can get a little secret, which we should all know as flowers. It's all about the sculpt. Before we were slicking, this is about the sculpting, right? It's all about the sculpt. So you can be really creative. Let me know if you tried any of the styles. I've been adding the styles. I've been putting them into the community section, some of them, like when I can, or when I'm out at the market, or when I go by the river. So I don't have a lot of light, but basically you tuck it and you start to adjust it within the net. So you get like that little, I used to call it the mushroom, right? When we used to get our hair straightened, oh my gosh, that was torture. That was torture for my ears. So I don't slick anything. So I have it this way underneath, right? And then we take our little swoops. I cannot see anything over here. So if you have a lot of, my hair is not cut even. I'm not going to cut it even. I just trim it. I just hold it tightly. And here's my little cinnamon swirls. So let me know in the comments, have any of y'all seen any of the styles that I've been playing around with? You're free. Try them on, child. That's one of the benefits of you. So I'm doing a little cinnamon swirl here, like a little cinnamon bun swirl, the chocolate cinnamon bun swirl. And I'm just going to tuck it. See, I'm all about freedom here. I have stuff to do. I still want to look a little, elegant, classy, and functional, right? It's all about the function. So with the scarves, I can tie a scarf around this and I can still get my cute little workout on. And I think there's something to be said for the energetics. I don't know, that's how it's come to the energetics of style. There's something about, I've always loved the vintage style. I've always loved my Auntie Joanne, her vintage beehive, looking at her old school pictures. And I remember as a young girl thinking, like, I want that style. So I couldn't figure it out. Or I did my best interpretation. But back then, I thought have a beehive that I had to go get a jerry curl. If only I had known. If only I had known about living foods. If only I had known about this way of doing my hair. My hair could have been dragging down to the floor. If only I had known. Only I had known. And we got a lot of time that we are and resources. Let me use the other one first. I think there's a lot of time and resources that not only is it not circling back to us, those that have this unique DNA marker, the money, the dollar, you know, check out Claude Anderson. Shout out to him, Black Powernomics. Just principles of economics were made as a collective a little bit further behind. So what can we do without overwhelming ourselves? Without overwhelming ourselves, what can we do? And how can we get wealth and energy and care to circle back to us? Well, here's how my brain is thinking. Afronomics, Afrophinomics. I've trademarked it. More on that later. We're the only ones that have this unique DNA marker. And how can it work for us? I mean, how is it that we have these other companies? And I really have the greatest respect for all human beings. However, we got to think about it. How is it this is totally being outsourced? This is the one thing that we have that nobody can take away from us, right? This to me is the most exquisite, and I can appreciate slanted eyes, love it. Indian women, I've been to Malaysia, some of the most beautiful people in the world, but we have ours too. So I'm unapologetic about putting my little Afro flower stamp on it. Unapologetic, because we need something that's ours. Even if somebody say they like the style, it's a simple style, so we can look and say, wow, literally, this sounds so simple. I am beautiful. I feel, or more so than I am to other people's standard, I feel attractive. And when you walk by the mirror with your raw skin and your own hair, and you catch yourself smiling at yourself, that's what's up. That's what's up. I don't have locks in to try and style, but I'm inspired to do more gentle updos from your style videos. Oh, thank you. I want a more of a relaxed environment, wild, organic. It can be wild. It can be retro. Let me tell you something. If this hair didn't lock when I was traveling, I would still be doing loose double strand twists. I have very, very fine hair, and that's what I found I was able to manage as a style that was easy or manageable and fun for me. I would be doing double strand twists. So a lot of the styles I'm wearing now are the same things, like my little Afro buns. I loved sculpted styles, right? And I would twist the double strand twists very loosely. If you look inside the book, Natural Beauty, No Products, you'll see like some of the styles, like some of my favorite. Actually, now I'm thinking of one. I call it a bun, but it's actually like a beehive. With some of my favorite styles of loose natural, and also there, I'm using lots of food. I had thrown away my shower caddy. I'm using food. I'm using food on my face and my hair and my skin. Saves you so much money. And I was like, I'm never bringing a shower caddy back, ever. That is too stressful. I find it stressful. So I don't want any stress. So you see how simple that is? We can sit and chit and chat. So today I had a ribbon, but I could take any of these scarves. I could take any of these scarves if I wanted and tie it. I can tie it here and put a bow, or I can tie it to the back and have it down here. There's something I find that's classy about it. I think the class, some of the class is missing. I'm not a prude. I like fashion. I can appreciate alternative music and showing a little bit of skin, but something is missing. It's a little bit, the chemistry, something is missing. Not little. It's too much easy access. And why am I saying that it's something is missing? Here's where it's showing up in. It's showing up in without a blame, right? With a healthy sense of curiosity, which I love. There's something showing up in the lack of respect, right? And we can complain to other people and demand respect. Does that produce results? No. It's something, it's an alchemy. There's a formula, there's a spell that we need to cast that is, I don't know, energetically drop dead stunning, that it speaks for itself. You know how you see our Sudanese sisters and it's like, boom, the skin is like just popping, chocolate, radiating. It speaks for itself. When I wear my hair like low, almost like no hair, peach fuzz, and then when I cut designs into it, I felt so regal. So I can cut this off. So whether it's a peach fuzz, whether it was my my double strand twist buns, my beehive, and now with locks. There's something about finding your own niche, your own fingerprint, your own. It feels so good. It's like the first time you saw a black doll, right, or Afro doll. And a lot of the Afro dolls over the years, it's gotten better because of us writing our own prescription, our own formula. But back in the day, do you remember? I don't want to date anybody, but when we were coming up around Christmas, they would have these dolls that were Caucasian featured dolls, but they would just put a quick coat of chocolate or black paint. And I wasn't stupid. I was like, this doll don't look right. And plus, when you would move her head, the way her eyes would go like this, you were thinking like, that's not a good doll. But, you know, you took what you had. And then her hair was all stiff. It just was not good. So now they've got more yarn dolls. They've done tremendous with doll. Representation matters. And I think in particular, for our particular experience as humans, there's been that energy of the elephant in the room. And it takes some courage. It doesn't have to be combative. It takes some courage to address what your needs are, whether that is all human beings have trauma, but your stuff is specific to you. We're used to dismissing each other's trauma and having it dismissed by society and other people like it's not important. We're not going to speak about trauma, abuse, let alone representation. So, shortcut. Who has a vested interest in writing a prescription for you? You. It's not other folks' responsibility. So I'm big with wrapping my mind around, I just need to know what I need to do so I can get forward moving. So I can see what I need to do for myself, because that's what I might have the best chance of controlling. It's a conflict of interest to wait on somebody to come up with styles for you. And if somebody else is writing a prescription, it's going to be a conflict of interest in terms it's going to be for profit. Yes, it's somewhat of a self-prescription formula alchemy. Indigo, perhaps lack of attention to oneself. And I don't think it's not about beating up on ourselves, right? Society, we dismiss each other's trauma, whether that is being mishandled. Like it has become like a norm. We laugh and joke about our pain. And sometimes we're not, and I think that's part of the what's left over, like the scab. Like we're not seeing how the things that we're directly or indirectly participating in, how we're contributing to the climate, how we're contributing to the climate in the places that we live, and also in the climate that's left behind for our young boys and young girls. We're contributing to the climate, whether you have children or not. Folks are looking at us, right? No pressure. So rather than trying to be this pristine, religified person, that's not it. If you're having joy, if you're experiencing joy with your lifestyle, from your food, if it looks delicious and you're having fun, with your movement practice, you're having fun, dripping with sweat, and it's joyful. If your hair you're having fun is looking stunning, then it's a no-brainer. I'm all with the no-brainer. So this is a no-brainer, right? I got the 2 little chocolate cinnamon swirls. I just tuck this under the hairnet, seconds. And then I have my choice. I had a ribbon today. I have a choice of what I want to put around it. And I think, I'm thinking of the Dorothy Dandridges, Diane Carroll, Cicely Tyson, and Roots. This generation, have you seen Roots? I've watched it several times with several different people. I watched it as a child, trying to make sense of that. I watched it again with my son as an adult, read totally different. I watched Roots again with my sister. Like we were just breaking it down. Maybe there's so much content for us to have. So all of it can't be done on, I can't see with the mirror because this is opposite. All of it can't be done, nor do I desire to do all of it on YouTube because we need some private, safe spaces. However, in the Flower Fit community, there's so much for me to share. So much to share with me. There's so much to share. In the Flower Fit community, you're welcome to send me an email for an application. We're going to be going over so much. I really think, and this is the way my brain works. If I came over right now to all of your houses with my double Dutch rope, we were playing and food in the garden. Do you know how that would feel? It'd be such a no-brainer. And then also coming together around an activity can perhaps help us to neutralize a lot of our internalized competitiveness, which really comes from insecurities, which all of us have. All of us have them, right? And I love to come together around an activity. So come together around fun activities where it's natural for you want to help each other. You come into the garden and y'all welcome to come down and visit me. Contact me if you want to come down for a personalized retreat, or if you want to do one virtually, just to spend some time on yourself. That's all about the garden, waterfalls, hikes, relaxation, living foods, and movement. I'm just saying. So just to come together around those kind of activities, it kind of, rather than trying to do something, it kind of cools you out. The garden will cool you out. That's why that's my church. It's not trying to scam me, getting my drawers, my panties. It's so many lessons. It's a natural extension, just being in the garden together. You'd be amazed, and maybe not so amazed, how many people feel like, I don't know if I have time for garden. I don't know how to garden. I don't have a green thumb. Like, it's become normal that we have this fear of failure or of criticism, even internalized criticism, that we don't even try things. Some of the most therapeutic practices that are available to us. So I can't see, I'm opposite, like with a mirror here, but you get the drift. The 2 cinnamon swirls. So I gotta adjust this in the mirror before I go to the market. I gotta get out of here, because as one of my other sister friends, she's coming, we go rolling, we come back with wood for the garden. Shout out to my sister girl, she knows who she is. We come back with wood for the garden. We come back with seaweed and kelp for the garden. I'm working on my next set of my worm bins, my worm compost system. So I have so much. Even I've been told, you got so much, you got to slow down. Sometimes I can't help. It's so much, like 3+ decades of stuff in here that just needs to get out. And so much was given to me that I want to share. However, everything is not for YouTube. I just started my garden last weekend. Indigo. I just started my garden last weekend. I painted a box, a beautiful orange color, and I was inspired by your video. Yay! Woo-hoo! That is phenomenal. I sent the email. I got you, Queen Ra. I saw your message. I'm getting right back to you. Ron, hold on. I sent the email, but I'm not sure. I said, I have your email, Queen Ra, and I see you on my Instagram. I see you everywhere. So you're at the top of my list. I'm just one person. I have to do a class tomorrow with my sister. I got a lot going on. So I also need to manage my energy, because even with all these whole living foods, even with a movement practice, even being out in the sun, I'm here to tell you, and I'm not interested in browbeating folks, but sometimes I just have to catch myself, and I don't want to preach to people. It's not about fright and fear. If you're not investing in a movement practice, if you don't have a therapeutic outlet, which includes your movement practice, and I say the garden for food security, if you're not picking up new skills while you're on this internet, then what are we doing? It doesn't make us bad or wrong. Part of the distraction is how we're self-medicating, and it becomes habitual. There is an opioid, there's dopamine that is released in the brain from these ways of self-soothing ourselves. We're watching even all of these reality shows and I've seen them too. Not long term, but I've, from time to time, you click on them like, what's the big hype about? Usually I'm behind the times. When I look, it'll suck you right in. That's hours and hours of time. However, when I turn off these screens, I get the best rest. And sometimes I have such a blast. I'm like, wow, I wish I could invite like 50 sisters up in here. We having a good time. And as Grandma Lou said, you stay busy, you stay out of trouble. You stay busy. So what's the busy? Busy is your African dance. Busy is when we're doing Flower Fit. Busy is your fitness classes. When I'm having a great time with fitness classes, I want to take more fitness classes. Busy is when you're working with the herbs and you're learning more. So these are the ways of the women, of the grandmothers. It's our culture. It's our culture. It's living culture. It's not just back on the continent, right? Because we are the ancestors. It's a living culture. It's a lifestyle. This is a mentality. This is not diet. This is mentality. Rhonda, Double Dutch brings my childhood growing up in New York City. Hold on, let me get started, because you can take me to the family barbecue. Me and my aunties, honey, we jump in Double Dutch. That's that Afro girl, that Black girl magic. I'm all about it. And if you vanilla, you want to jump in, come and get your jump. You know what I'm saying? Come and get your jump. I have been having Move more because your channel's brought a brighter smile and calmness to me. Oh, that's so wonderful. See, what's a good use of your time? Is your energy? Are you being enhanced? Are you motivated to get into action around the things that you say that you value? Hopefully, again, it's not about making ourselves bad or wrong, but if you had to take like a camera and follow yourself around with the camera, right? Just out of curiosity, looking at the results that we have. Because I found bullying and forcing, it doesn't work. Doesn't work with the ego. Doesn't work like that because the ego is a defense mechanism and it's going to defend. But if you had to follow yourself with a camera and you had a timer for your screen time, if we could take and light up, put sensors on your brain to see what emotions and what parts of your brain are being stimulated, we may not think that some of the reality shows that we're watching are influencing our behaviors, right? But if we're watching folks struggle around the relationships, and if we're watching, not that there's anything wrong with the expression, but if we never look like ourselves, can we honestly say that we don't think that someone else's features look better than ours? Again, even in Kemet, we were beaten face, right? Even in Africa, we do art, we do flowers, we do painting. That's just what we do. However, it's the nuance, it's just the distinction. When we feel like when we take this stuff off, that you're not enough. That's the thing that I question. If you can listen to your internal dialogue and you don't feel like you're enough when you take all this stuff off in your raw self, if you don't have slick edges, if your eyebrows are not threaded, that you don't like yourself, if you can listen to the internal dialogue, you might be shocked. We talk about other people treating us mean, but if we could put our internal dialogue on a loudspeaker, we might be shocked. She bought to grab the jump rope. Yes, y'all come down, honey. Come down to those CA. Come down to Central America. Come down for a visit because I just really wish, this garden here, it was nothing. It was a flat yard. It was nothing. I started some banana trees, which are giving me bananas and plantains from a little cup. There's Mexican sunflowers, zucchini blossoms. My sister and I are turning over the whole garden. We just installed posts for the tomatoes. So this is a lot of time. So I can't be on the internet. I can't be on the internet all the time. I'm in Central America right now, but I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from BK, Brooklyn and Queens. I am from NYC. And I really love NYC. Everywhere you live has. I'm going to always make the best situation of any environment I'm in. If I was in a room, an apartment, a house, a small house, this internet can have us really comparing ourselves constantly to other people. I want her hair. I want her lifestyle. Everybody's got their gifts. I'm going to make the best situation of whatever. And that is part of that's ways of women, right? Remember that scene in Color Purple where she came into that dirty house and she made that look like she just upgraded the whole thing. And that when you become more seasoned, you start to really know your value. It's been years of cultivating and understanding my value so that I'm not squandering it, so that you're not flowers, you're not squandering your reproductive organs. Principles over here. This is, we talk about flower fit. Principles, guiding principles. I'm not telling grown folks what to do. So that you don't put yourself in harm's way, literally. Not your genital organ, your reproductive organs, because everything is censored. Not your pocketbook. We say these words as young women, sometimes we don't fully comprehend, what's being said to us. Wisdom is hard earned. So hopefully, if there's anything on this channel that I share that can help you shorten your learning curve when it comes to really taking the best care of yourself, right? For your longevity, for your mental and emotional health. A big part of that comes down to good decision making, right? And also putting into perspective trauma, which is a fact of life for many of us, and putting it in its proper chapter so that we can take it. It's a yoga block, but this is the book of your trauma. Just imagine it's a book and look it over and put it on the shelf, only to be referred to as a frame of reference for what to do and what not to do. And we put it on the shelf so that we can move on and be about the business of enjoying life. I like fun. I like to enjoy my life. Now, everything is not going to be fun. That's not realistic. That's a fantasy. What did you say? Your garden looks a whole luscious jungle, honey. Listen, here's the thing. It's cultivated. When I tell you, my sister and I were dragging dirt bag by bag like ants. Ants are one of my, for the net to do, one of my heroes are ants. Because ants, and right now I got stung the other day by like 4 bees here, numerous places. When the rains are coming, you know what they do? They move the babies and they move the queen. I'm not making it up. They move. They have the sense of continuing themselves, which is, I don't know. Sometimes it just makes me think, with all the pandering between the music and taking our cues from social media and made up celebrities who you can't see how they're living, it's affecting us. We're not thinking critically and definitely not thinking strategically. If there's anyone on the planet that should be moving and thinking and living strategically, it should be us. It should be us, maximizing every ounce of health, every ounce of skill, every ounce of energy, and making good decisions, right? So I'm not the Dalai Lama, and I ain't no Madame Teresa, and I found out some stuff about her that's not so kosher, and I ain't Gandhi. I'm one woman. I'm not gonna say I'm one woman sharing some of my experience of hard-earned wisdom and some joy, right? So you can shorten your learning curve. It doesn't have to take you 30 years to get on a trajectory of eating healthy. We can put the labels, let's put them to the side. Everyone, no matter what you want to call yourself, can benefit from more whole, fresh, living, unprocessed foods. Simply. It's that simple. Nobody can tell me nothing about living food. Sorry. And it's all different. We follow all these different people. It's not about following people. It's finding your sweet spot of what works for you. And it's a process. It's an organic process. So rather than beat other people down, why not just get on the path of your own? And we're doing some work outside. Get on the path of your own journey, right? So you can stay on. You can compare, contrast, try things on for size, get some feedback inside the Fit Flower community, because we got stuff to do. Stay busy, stay out of trouble. So be somewhere roller skating. Bring your roller skates when you're coming down. Somewhere at the river, or maybe we're at the ocean or at the waterfalls. We're in the garden. We're dancing. We're making beautiful food. So you see how easy that is? That's not anti anybody. That's for yourself. That's minding your own. As we used to say coming up, minding your own BI bubble eye business. Minding your own beeswax, right? I call it mind your own business fitness. Mind your own business. You looking for me? Where's she at? In the garden, on the roller skates, at the market, playing in my hair. Go, what do they call these? Go ghost. Go ghost and really maximize the time that you're on the internet. I invite you to replay these videos for support. That's one of my biggest top secrets, is creating support for myself unapologetically by the things that I'm listening to and definitely the visuals that we're watching. We're highly influential creatures. And as I mentioned on this channel, the 5 basic human fears. Sometimes forget one. Fear of poverty, fear of death and old age, fear of criticism, fear of loss of love, and never finding love. These are primal fears that human beings have, and they're manipulated with all the wisdom and all the books, religious books. Those basic fears are manipulated. So the companies understand it. Religious panderers understand it. Sometimes we're not understanding our own psyche. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be complicated. Simple guiding principles so you can rely on your own common sense and your own divine onboard innate intelligence that you and I, all of us, were born with a divine onboard intelligence, right? That we've been conditioned not to trust, right? Even your body and your skin communicating to you, whether you're passing gas, sweating, your body odor, your skin, your discharges, they're all communications. If you have a lot of adipose tissue around your waistline, rather than being upset and angry at your body, say, wow, thank you for looking to get my attention. Let me pay you some attention. Your body temple's trying to get your attention. Greetings, Untainted Afro. I was just thinking about you the other day. It was something. I can't remember something that you came to mind. So at any event, this is a quickie start. Oh, so the other thing, when I came on today, I was thinking, oh, I was doing some research. So I'm an avid researcher. But I come now. Okay, I'm coming. I gotta go get the rabbits. Okay, so I gotta go. So I gotta go to market. I gotta go move the rabbits. So I was just doing some research, right? On rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, and many of you probably untainted afro, little bit, baby. You're not even thinking about this stuff. This is not on your radar. I'm here to tell you, someone that has been in fitness for years. If you're not taking care of your body, it's going to catch up with you. If you're letting everybody and everything due to trauma and insecurity into your womb, we pay a heavy, or everybody does. Men don't even get off, but definitely it's when we pay the price for decisions made in ignorance and giving easy access to ourselves. And we're being encouraged to do this. For cheap, low prices, and we're not figuring the long-term costs to our mental and emotional health. All of this stuff is like looped together. If you want to make sure that you are investing in. You want to make sure that you are investing in your personal movement practice, that you are feeding yourself the best quality food. Because as I'm looking at this research, I'm like, how are we not doing research on our body? The information is right there in front of your face, because without making ourselves bad around, we're distracted. And the distraction is to self-soothe ourselves like a pacifier. However, if you switch the channel, right? How can you tell? Is if you're motivated to get into action around the things that you say that you value, you see a big, big, big difference. So I got to run out of here. So tools, check out Whole Living Foods in the Hood with menus to fit your budget. There, I put all different kinds of shops. If you're a college student managing your own money, if you're a mom, and you don't want to buy food for everybody different in the family, it's simple, y'all. Whole, fresh, living, unprocessed foods. You just do your own processing, and you learn how to flip every ingredient every which way to Sunday. It's going to drive your food bill down, your immune system up, no problems with constipation, dump all of that waste out of your system. That's a lifestyle. That is not a diet. That is a lifestyle. So you can go to the farmer's market, the food co-op, the fruit and vegetable stand. I've gone all kind of places with $5, $10, $20, $200. Shopping at the wholesaler. Now you have more time to put to other stuff. We could take the hair off the table, move on. Take the food off the table and move on, because we got other things to do, y'all. We have other things to do. So I'm inviting you all to create a great day on purpose, just because you said so. Very, very intentional. Replay this while you're decluttering, as I've said, as you're on your stretch mat, and as you're cutting up your fruits and vegetables. That's a great use of your time here on the internet. Gotta go. My sister's calling me. The bunnies are calling me. Y'all create a great day on purpose. If you like some positive feedback or any feedback that you have, subscribe if you like the content. If you want to see more content, you can check out the hairstyles I've been sharing inside the community section. All right, gotta go. See you soon.